Ladies and gentlemen, for the first batch of articles, we are going to talk about Call of Duty. Normally this time of year at the top of the Call of Duty cycle, the hype is real. Every year I always say be cautious, but the drones go out and buy it. They play it. They hate it. They bitch about it. Get excited for the next one. And then they buy it again. The cycle repeats. But ladies and gentlemen, you have a small sample size of data that suggests that nature is healing and the Call of Duty cycle might, because we're going to need a larger data set. We need a couple years of this. But early data suggests the Call of Duty cycle may finally be broken. Freeing all my niggas from the shackles, the ball and gun gamers. According to this article, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 sales are much lower than Black Ops 6. Now, for me, that's great. But for Activision and Microsoft that just spent like billions of dollars to get Activision, Black Ops 6 launched last year. Despite being the first ever Call of Duty game to launch day one on the Xbox Game Pass, it still broke sales for the records for the franchise. This year's Black Ops 7 has failed to live up to those expectations. According to UK sales tracker GfK, Black Ops 7 physical sales were down 61% compared to Black Ops 6's launch weekend. It's a similar story on PC. According to Steam, Black Ops 7 has failed to break 100,000 concurrent players, while Black Ops 6 had a launch weekend high or more of 300,000 players. However, Microsoft has made it easier to play PC titles on Xbox, and physical sales have been in a constant decline in the UK. Which I know, to be fair, and this is why I said I think we need a larger sample size before we declare that nature is healing. We do need a larger sample size. I got to see this year over year if it's happening. But also, to be fair, what it's primarily tracking, we for damn sure know that they're down 60% on physical sales, but digital sales are hard to track. A lot of times these companies kind of keep those numbers private. They don't have to make them public for whatever reason. This 100,000 below 100,000 number is real. Launch weekend, they were averaging like 80 to 90,000 on Steam, which is really bad for a Call of Duty launch weekend. Those are the numbers you expect 6 months down the road. 6 months down the road, that's fine. But launch weekend, that's terrible for Call of Duty. But even still, you know, we need more data besides that. But I think the real telltale sign, in my opinion, the giveaway that there might be some merit to this story, that Call of Duty might finally be on the decline, is what Call of Duty posted on their official Twitter. Now, this is Charlie Intel reposting it, but this was posted on the Call of Duty Twitter. They released this statement saying, "Congratulations to Treyarch, Raven, and all incredible Black Ops 7 developers. Thank you to the Call of Duty fans everywhere. Across opening weekend, we've seen a great response to the quality and depth of gameplay in Black Ops 7. This is only the start. Our teams have an incredible year of content and events lined up, beginning with Season 1 around the corner. We couldn't be more excited for what's to come in Black Ops 7. Now, this seems like a typical PR statement saying, hey, we launched the game. Thank you to our developers. What's the big deal here? The big deal here is every other year in Call of Duty, they release a similar statement, but they always say this is the largest launch weekend, the most sales in the first 48 hours. Like, they always have like a specific stat in their PR statement. But in this one, they said, we've seen a great response to the quality of depth and gameplay in Black Ops 7. To that I say, I gotta call Cap. It also, this game has been a PR nightmare. Not only is it not selling well, early data suggests, but then even the PR that it's getting outside of this has been bad, because it's been exposed that content creators are being paid some of the fattest checks in content creator history to play this game exclusively for the first week. So if you're wondering why some of your favorite Call of Duty content creators are not playing Arc Raiders or Battlefield 6 or anything else, it's because contractually they are required to play this game for the first week of the launch. And it was just a rumor going around, covered by multiple reputable websites, but Nadeshot all but confirmed it was true, because his audience called him out. And I wish I would have saved the clip, but I saw the clip. His audience called him out, and he's like, that's not true. I'm allowed to play other things on my stream. And then he looked at his phone and he was like, in 23 minutes though. Oh, so you do have to play X amount of time every week. So it's not looking too good. So when GTA comes out next November, if they release it, is it fair to say COD needs to skip a year or two, or I don't see them getting a huge launch weekend? GTA is gonna, to be fair to Call of Duty, GTA is gonna eat into everybody's profits. That's the reason why so many companies are afraid to announce a release date. So like, I'm not gonna put that against Call of Duty because like that's gonna eat into everybody's profits. Shout out to Jonathan Henry with the 2 donations on his super chats on YouTube. He said Cleveland cosplayer in the room. Everyone that says Black Ops 7 is good is in late stage capitalism mindset. Mind those numbers include Warzone and Black Ops 6 and I think Modern Warfare 2023. Yeah, I think after Modern Warfare 3, that left a really bad taste in people's mouth, that fucking DLC. You know, the funny thing is too, with Black Ops 7 from the eye test, I haven't personally played it. I'm not buying this game. But from the eye test, Black Ops 7 doesn't look horrible. And from some in-depth reviews that I've watched from some like COD heads, they say this game is better than Black Ops 6. The maps are good. The gunplay feels good. The main problem with this game, why it's probably failing, is A, people are just sick of Call of Duty, so it's wrong place, wrong time. And B, Black Ops 7 should have never came out. I've seen a lot of reviews say Black Ops 7 should have been Black Ops 6. So the real issue with the game is, once again, this is a Call of Duty cycle. It's just not innovating enough, but it's not a terrible game. Even from the eye, it doesn't look flat out terrible to me. It's just they're not moving the needle. And I think, I don't know what it is about this year. Because in my opinion, this should have happened during Modern Warfare 3 with that DLC. Because remember, that was supposed to be Modern Warfare 2 DLC. And they said, fuck it, we don't have a game to release, so let's just call it a full game. But it was really DLC. With that bullshit campaign, that should have been the moment where everybody woke up and is like, I'm done with Call of Duty. But for some reason, it was this year. But to that I say, better late than never. Yo, shout out to Marvy with the sub on the Twitch Prime, the resub. Any other game would have easily added these gameplay changes in an update instead of an entirely new game. Yeah, I think they just want the $70. They want the $70 sales plus everything else. And my thing is like, this game could easily just be a live service game. I mean, they do it with Warzone, so we know they can do it. I was gonna say like Fortnite, where they just drop an annual big patch or something like that. Same thing with like the sports games. The campaign. Oh yeah, the campaign for this shit was, it was disaster PR. Even when I saw it, I was like, ooh, that campaign does look bad. But my thing is, most people aren't playing Call of Duty for the campaign these days. But it was still a disaster PR for, I think, the game. And a lot of people saw that campaign and they were like, well, the multiplayer must be ass too. But from the eye test, the multiplayer doesn't look like the worst thing I ever seen. It just looks tired. But I do think it's funny that it's been confirmed that the content creators are under contract to play the game and nothing else. Because the few streams that I've been in, they never look like they're having fun. Has anybody watched any of these streamers play Black Ops 7? It never looks like they're having fun. It just looks like they're just kind of going through the motions. And I would say I feel bad for them, but you know, they're corporate shills. I don't. You chose that life. You chose that life. I mean, I get it. From what the reports are saying, Activision cut the fattest checks known to man, like the fattest checks they've ever cut, which is also a sign that they're not confident in the product, that they paid off so many people. But yeah, you wanted that money. Yeah, the eyes do not match the smile. Well, not even the smile. I don't even see any smiles when people are playing this shit. Just remaster the first Black Ops and then people will buy it. Even maybe like Black Ops 1 and 2 was like a bundle, but like I'm of the ideology that Call of Duty just needs to take a break. Battlefield doesn't come out every year. Call of Duty, if they really still want to milk this franchise, they need to release it like every other year, every other year. Like, give us time to miss it, man. Like, this game has been in the conversation for 20 years now. People are just tired of it. It's not doing enough. And yeah, we're not fiending for it. So, you know, rarely do I prey on a company's downfall or studio's downfall, but Call of Duty just needs to fucking take a break. This game should have never came out, and it's good to see people are finally voting with their wallet, because guess what? When push comes to shove, when you don't buy this game, at bare minimum, if Activision and Microsoft don't choose to can Call of Duty altogether, at bare minimum, the game is going to get better. Now, how long is it going to take for that to happen? I don't know. That's why I said I think we need a larger data set. I think they need a couple years of back-to-back L's before they're like, all right, we're going back to the drawing board. But we need to keep handing them L's by voting with your wallet. And it's good to see people are voting with their wallet this year. Stick to it if you want to see this franchise either go away or possibly improve. But it's never going to improve as long as we keep buying. Well, ain't no we. I seen a video on my timeline on Twitter earlier. This dude, the caption was, and he was like ranting about Black Ops 7. The caption was, Black Ops 7 scammed us. I was so tempted to quote tweet that, and us, nigga, you got scammed. Who's us? What are you talking about? What does this mean for the shareholders? Well, the shareholders of Activision's under Microsoft, so they'll be fine. The question is, what does this mean? This is going to piss off Microsoft. Are they expecting more? I don't know. What I will say is it's none of my business, whatever the shareholders think. That's their job to figure it out. Never forget, it's the corporation's job to figure out how to sell you some of that good shit. Don't just be buying shit to buy it. They need to earn your dollar. Shout out to Jonathan with the super chat and hydration appreciation with the sub. Here's my thing. COD needs to take a year or two off, and if they want to release the game, do a remaster of Modern Warfare 2, which is in a vault apparently. Release that. Didn't they remaster Modern Warfare 2 already, but just like the campaign? I don't understand why they didn't do the multiplayer. That don't make no goddamn sense to me. They did? Yeah. So like you're gonna remaster it again. They're really just mudding the franchise. We got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare the reboot, Modern Warfare 2 the reboot, Modern Warfare 2 DLC, which is Modern Warfare 3. Now we're talking about a remake of a remake that adds the multiplayer. Like, you see how convoluted that shit is? Like, you're really just muddying the waters when it comes to your brand. When I played the beta, I knew this was gonna be a skip for me. When I seen people playing the beta, I knew I wasn't gonna play it, but I'm not gonna sit around and like, hey, if you like it, we love it. It just ain't for me, man. It just ain't for me. The Naughty Dog playbook. What else I got for ya? Oh, I thought this was interesting. This article I came across. Fallout co-creator Tim Kaine says today's games suffer from trying to be everything for everyone when they should be learning from the 80s games. These games were really focused because they had to be. Today's games have forgotten the lesson of history, according to veteran RPG developer and Fallout co-creator Tim Kaine. And a YouTube video uploaded this week in response to a viewer who asked whether old games could offer any lost wisdom for today's game developers and designers. Kaine responded with an emphatic yes. Today's games, Kaine said, suffer from an identity crisis. They don't really know what they want to be, he explained. They try to be everything to everyone, designed by committee, making a publisher happy, trying to guess what the largest demographic wants. Old games, he said, had a stronger focus because they had no other choice. When Kaine says old games, he means old games. We're not talking about his work on the first Fallout here, which is already more than a quarter century old. Instead, Kaine says he'd harken back to games from the 80s when he started working in the game industry as a teen. Yo, do I have a stream schedule? Yeah, when I hit start on the stream. Computer hardware in the 80s was obviously less capable, and crucially, Kaine said there was no shared hardware and software standards, even as games were being made for the PC, for Apple, Atari, or Commodore for a wide assortment of consoles. Game developers, meanwhile, were less specialized. Programmers were also artists and sound designers, working without documentation to figure out how to get games to run within the hardware constraints of the era. These games were really focused because they had to be, he said. And you said at least you're being honest. I say this all the time. I don't got no fucking schedule. When I hit start, if you here, cool. If not, you can go watch a highlight. You be all right. On top of that, the entire VOD is on YouTube now, so you niggas cannot complain. Y'all niggas do not hit the like button. I'm not scheduling shit, nigga. Anyways, but I started late today because today was my girl's birthday, so I was spending the day with her. So that's why I started late today. Normally I do start earlier, not a specific time, but I had shit to do today. Some streamers have a life outside of this fucking internet shit. What was I about to say? I half agree with this statement. I do agree that too many games are made in mind. Shout out to Slice of Oatmeal with the sub. Too many games are made in mind with trying to appeal to everybody, especially like these open world games, these live service games. they be trying to do too much sometimes, and I think that's because they're trying to appease their shareholder. I think that's true. I think where I would say I only half agree is his statement comes under the guise as if everything in the 80s and 90s was fire. It's almost like that old head take with rappers. Like, and you know, I do think the 90s and early 2000s was the golden era of rap. But I do agree that like sometimes like old niggas be trying to act like it wasn't whack rappers in the 90s. It was mad whack rappers. The same way niggas be like, oh, gaming is dead right now. There was nothing but great games in the early 2000s. Nah, you never went to GameStop and saw that $5 bin. You never played any of those movie tie-in games. It's like we're going to act like E.T. didn't exist on the fucking Atari. For those unaware, E.T. was so bad. Whatever remaining cartridges they had, they took them and dumped them in the desert. They blew them up. So he's right. The games that were good back then, they were a direct result of technical limitations. You were forced to focus. I think where developers get a little bit lazy nowadays is it's so much easier to create a game that's visually appealing. Sometimes the gameplay mechanics, and I think that's what he's talking about, the gameplay mechanics take a back seat. An example being is, for those unaware, literally anybody can download Unreal Engine 5 and make a game that looks comparable to some AAA stuff that's coming out in your house right now from your computer. And then you could download like free assets. I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. But like, let's not act like it wasn't whack games back then. It was plenty of Bubsy, like Bubsy 3D. What are we talking about? It's revisionist history. So I think what he's saying is a half true. I think the games that were great is because they had to deal with those technical limitations. But let's not act like having all this extra horsepower isn't a great thing. It allows for, if anything, I'd argue a better argument is, look at what they were doing in the past with technical limitations, and then we look at what people are doing with damn near unlimited power. And they're still creating these generic open world, like I said, Grand Theft Auto, that open world formula, and Ubisoft really dragged it out, has done so much fucking damage to gameplay creativity. You can do anything with all this horsepower with these next gen consoles, these PCs, these GPUs constantly coming out every year, and you're choosing to make fucking these open world games where it's just mad shit on the screen. Versus back in the day, you had something super creative like Jet Set Radio on the Dreamcast. That's why anytime a Jet Set Radio clone is announced, some indie game coming to Steam, that shit sells like hotcakes because you don't get stuff like that as much anymore. It's not all about pushing the best visuals; it's also about what you do with the tools. You know, like if just because you put a level 50 sword in a level 1's hand, like, yeah, like they might be a little bit more powerful, but the person who's level 50 and using the level 50 sword is going to be much better with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be a medium. It's somewhere in the between. Unlimited power, but limited creativity. It's like it's swapped. Because like also on the flip side of the spectrum, let's not act like there hasn't been amazing games. Like one of them this year came out with Expedition 33. I think one of the problems too, and this is on the consumer side of things, there are a ton of amazing games and there's a ton of shit games nowadays. The problem is games are so expensive, so it can be hard to convince people to try those games. And then you also have a subsection of gamers who are just hard-headed. They refuse to try anything. I mean, I'm going to give an example. Shroud. Although his fans swear he was just joking, there are a lot of gamers like Shroud who have these very strong opinions about what should be game of the year. And then I ask you, what did you play out of the 5 games that were nominated? You didn't play a single one of those games? How do you know they shouldn't be game of the year? Gaming is the only hobby where we have to damn near force feed niggas to play games, but you swear you like it. I'm sorry, I don't ever have to beg my homeboy that likes to hoop to come to LA Fitness and go hoop. Hoopers hoop. Niggas who play soccer go kick the fucking ball. Niggas who love football throw that shit. But gamers, niggas will play Stardew Valley 24/7. And then you tell them about Kingdom Come Deliverance and they'll look at you like you speaking fucking French. These people in suits who know nothing about games. So like, and this is why I said there's so much context around this conversation. What he's saying is a half truth. If you want more of those creative type of games, you got to support them. Dispatch tonight? Nah, I ain't playing no Dispatch. We on Battlefield. It's funny because I watched Shroud play through Baldur's Gate 3. He still's got dumbass takes. It is what it is, man. Thank God he's got God level aim. Because if he didn't, we wouldn't be watching him for them takes. I like the 007 Wolverine and Resident Evil next year are going to be nice single player games that aren't open world. Yeah. They're going to probably be like semi-open world or large hub areas. Expedition 33 being 50 and Dispatch being 30 shows that great games can be made for less than 60. Yep. Cut down the teams and give them creative freedom. And anything is possible. Ubisoft made me hate open world games. Yeah. Like GTA did a lot of damage to game mechanic creativity because it gave the idea. It's not Rockstar's fault. I don't want anybody to get this twisted. It's not Rockstar's fault, but it is a byproduct. Because GTA gave the formula to Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft did more damage than anybody. But Ubisoft would have never did that if we didn't get Grand Theft Auto, bro. Oh my God. It's to the point where you play a game like Ghost of Yote and like I just felt like it was a little long in the tooth because it's just like, I feel like I played this game before. It's good. I'm not going to call it a bad game, but I feel like I played it before. It's uninspired. Same thing with AC Shadows. I got AC Shadows and stuff and finished it. Same thing. Arc Raiders was 40. The money hungry companies are losing. Support what you like. Support what you like. It's like when they say Steph Curry ruined the NBA. Yeah, I mean, because they created a lot of shot chuckers, but you know, it's not directly his fault because it's like it implies there was malice, but it's a correlation, I think. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to Big 34. Next piece of news I got for you. I've seen this rumor floating around, but this is the first time I've seen an article on my timeline. Word on the street is that the same company that recently bought EA, the Saudi investment fund, rumor on the street is they are the highest bidder currently for Warner Bros. And they might get them. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do we have to potentially worry about censorship in EA games, it also might be coming to Batman. Censored Harry Potter. I just don't know how they've been able to get so much control and foot here in the United. Well, I do know, but y'all not ready for that conversation. You're not ready for that conversation. Your president. I don't want to talk about the politics. Like, it's crazy. Niggas will get mad at this shit in the EA. They'd be like, how did this happen? There's a reason why. Niggas is inviting terrorists to the fucking White House. I don't know if y'all seen that shit. Shit is going. It's crazy out here. But yeah, that Saudi oil money is fucking it's influential. It doesn't mean this is gonna happen. Yeah, but it's not that deep apparently. You said talk about it, which I'm not calling them terrorists. I'm talking about who Trump invited to the White House. This nigga crazy. We'll keep an eye on this story. This is just a rumor. I've seen several articles floating around about this. Until it's confirmed, we're gonna hope this one isn't true. That we don't need them having any more control of our products over here. Yep, under normal circumstances, that might be considered a monopoly. Ding, 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 ding. Tencent and the Saudi Arabia public investment firm are about to have a duopoly on everything going on in the goddamn gaming space. Weird times we live in. We'll keep an eye on the story. No politics in my gaming. And speaking of Arc Raiders, last but not least, Arc Raiders players decided to test who was friendlier, PC or console players. And they said, I'm never playing the game on crossplay ever again. Now, I'm not going to read this article because I already know what happens. I watched a video about it, but I just saved the article. So I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you. So over on the Reddit, somebody posted on the Arc Raiders Reddit, somebody posted they did an experiment where they ran like hundreds of games, and they tried to see who was most likely to shoot you, PC players or console players. And they found overwhelmingly, I think they tested like over 250 games for PC and console. I think it was like 5% of PC players killed him, and like it was like over 50% on console. So basically, your experience is going to vary from different platforms. And that they were like, we're turning off crossplay because of it. Because I guess, you know, some people just want to work together and fight the robots versus the console players tend to be more agitated. And I mean, I wonder why that is. I wonder why niggas are so angry on the Xbox and PlayStation. Could it be because the price hike of the Game Pass? Could it be that? Could it be that niggas claim to ride for Sony, but the best selling games on PlayStation or Xbox games? Like, is that hatred coming from the fact that they know they're frauds? I don't know what it is. The problem is that kids don't have access to high-end gaming PCs. Are you trying to say that mostly kids play on console? I don't know if that's true. The average gamer is 35. I don't think that's not true. That's not true. The average gamer, not the average PC gamer. So like, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's the kids shooting up people. I think niggas on console just angry, bro. Especially like, is Arc Raiders on PS4? I don't think it is, but I would, if it is, I wonder what the percentage is. As someone new to extraction shooters, the community has been really cool. I've had mostly positive experiences, so I think it's actually true. Like on PC, it is pretty chill. But just know if you have crossplay on and you are on PC, the savages are most likely coming from console, bro. I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny that somebody even did this experiment. Ain't nobody buying that Gears of War remake. Stop. That's the one game that they didn't buy on PlayStation, which, you know, to be fair, that shit is ass. It was a bad remake, so I mean, it's good that people didn't buy it. I feel like the game chat is less of a thing on console for the most part, so that could be why people are just shooting. There's less of a community feel to it, and the moment people see somebody, they probably feel fear. I don't want nobody robbing me for my loot, and then they just shoot it up or whatever. Motherfuckers been saying they friendly, and then they shoot you in the back. That's me. That's me right there. Shout out to It's Scary and Shaw the King with the subs. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. PS5 mic on the PS5 controller. No one understands them. Oh yeah, they do be sounding like they underwater. I thought it was just funny. I thought it's just water cooler conversation. I wouldn't take